one from Red ZFKD215. He said, switch up Bear in the Rams jersey. Go, bro.
Yo, what's good all day, fam? All right. Told y'all it's gonna be live tonight right after the games. I didn't watch the games. I watched a little bit of it. Y'all already know what I'm doing right now, but I'm still staying on top, of of everything was going on. And as far as I'm concerned, oh wait, hold on. I wasn't right about one game. I was wrong on the Panthers and the Rams game. I think the Panthers. It looked like the Panthers was gonna come back and win. I think the Rams had the Panthers down. The Rams was up. It was up by a huge margin in the first quarter. Let me see. Well, let me look at the game track. It was up, and then I think the Panthers, they came back, but the Rams they still lost. Let me go to the game real quick. Let me look at this. So what we're looking at right now. Let's see. So Matthew Stafford displayed an MVP type of stuff in game-winning drive over the Panthers. So let's see. And the thing of it, Matthew Stafford, okay, yeah. So the Rams quarterback led a 7-play, 71-yard scoring drive with under 3 minutes to play, finding Kobe Parkinson for the go-ahead touchdown to get the Rams past the Panthers 34-31 and advance Los Angeles to the divisional round next week. Very tight game. I think I predicted the Panthers to win this game 25-23. So I mean, I was pretty accurate on the margin, but I was wrong on the score. But here's the thing, man. I think the Panthers, given the type of team that they are, they fought, they showed grit. Bryce Young, it looked like he played a pretty good game. I think he had a pick in the first quarter, but they fought, man, and that's what I like out of the Panthers. I predicted the Panthers to win their division. I was right on that. I wasn't really too sure on how deep they was going to go to the playoffs. I did give a bold prediction on them beating the Rams, but I was wrong on that, and I'm okay with being wrong on that. I kind of knew deep down inside that the Rams was probably could have walked away. I mean, I think everybody knew that this was a game that the Rams should win, but I think some of us knew that the Panthers, they had a shot, and they showed they had a shot. They fought hard, and they almost won. And the fact of the matter is, the Rams should have blown this team out, but they didn't. This game ended up very close, ended up by a field goal. And so Devontae Adams explained after the win, there was a savage force beneath Stafford's composed late game play. The Rams wideout said Stafford told him, let's go snatch these guys' hearts before leading that game-winning drive. So Adams, he had 5 receptions for 72 yards in the victory. And there was a couple of throws that Stafford overthrew on Adams. I saw that early in the game, early in the game. Well, I think around the second or third quarter. Let's see here. To hear that, so say that, and the look in his face, and then throw the touchdown, then look on his face after that was just MVP stuff. Stafford or Parkinson score was the fourth lead change of the final frame, which is tied to the most lead changes in the fourth quarter of a playoff game in NFL history, per NFL research. The 37-year-old quarterback delivered a perfect back shoulder toss only Parkinson could possibly receive, and the tight end's impressive body turning grab led him into the end zone. He was steady. It was MVP type of stuff. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I mean, I don't really think Matthew Stafford should win the MVP. I think Drake May should, but we'll see. Or maybe Justin Herbert. I mean, to be honest with you, I think Justin Herbert should get MVP, but I think it might go to Drake May. But let's see who wins tomorrow. So, forcing 4 incompletions on the Panthers, issuing drive with 32 seconds remaining. The Rams rejoice as they escape Carolina with a win, an unlikely scenario considering LA's hot start. Stafford, let's see. He found an early rhythm with wideout Puka Nacua, who punctuated. Yeah, Puka Nacua, he was hot very early. He punctuated the Rams' opening drive with a 16-yard touchdown reception and found another quick score following a Rams takeaway to make it a 14-0 lead early in the second quarter. The Panthers had other ideas, however, answering with a pair of touchdown scores before the end of the first half, thanks to Bryce Young's playmaking and Chuba Hubbard's consistent day on the ground. Carolina's defense fed off Young's inspiring play, influencing Stafford and company into an offensive halt in the third quarter that saw just 3 points from LA and a Stafford interception that led to the Panthers' first lead of the game earlier, the final frame. From then on, the Rams and the Panthers traded touchdown drives, with Carolina blocking the only punt of the final frame and finding the go-ahead score for 4 plays later off a Young touchdown throw. Off the heels of an MVP-level season that saw him lead the NFL in passing, Stafford proceeded to calmly put the game away, completing 6 of his 7 passing attempts for all 71 yards of that game-winning drive. He was 12 of 15 passing with 2 touchdowns and a 146.0 passer rating in the fourth quarter. Wow. That is some MVP stuff. I mean, I'm not going to front. I have been in that spot a lot in my life, and I love that spot. Stafford said, I would rather be moving to go out there with our offense and do it than watching from the sideline. You can make it stressful or you can make it calm and collected and think the latter is what we were today. Stafford finished 24-42, passing for 304 yards and 3 touchdowns, 1 pick on Saturday. That also made franchise history in the process, passing Hall of Famer Kurt Warner for the most passing yards, touchdowns, and wins in Browns playoff history. So, I mean, hey, look, man. I mean, I think Matthew said, I mean, I'm trying to think like Matthew Stafford. I've always been a huge fan of Matthew Stafford, always have. And thing about it is that it's hard for me to say that Matthew Stafford is the MVP of this year when you got guys, I feel like Drake May and Justin Herbert, who are the next runner-up of MVP. If Matthew Stafford don't get it, it's going to be between May and Herbert. And May and Herbert has faced more adversity this year, but overcame more than Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford had the stats, he has the highlights, but he didn't really have to overcome a lot. I mean, a lot of things had worked very, very well for Matthew Stafford's favor this year. And I don't want to take anything from Matthew Stafford because I really do. Like, I've always been a fan of him ever since coming out of Georgia. But do I think he was the best quarterback this year? I just don't think so. I mean, what do you think Drake May and Justin Herbert would do with Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams and Blake Corum and Kyle Williams at running back with Sean McVay calling the plays? They will do the same thing, if not more, than what Matthew Stafford is doing, especially Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert's a better quarterback than Matthew Stafford. As a matter of fact, I know he's a better quarterback than Matthew Stafford. So Matthew Stafford is everybody's favorite quarterback. Everybody likes Matthew Stafford. He has a lot of he has a lot of weight. I mean, he's had a decorated career. I mean, what he did in Detroit, he's always put up numbers with Calvin Johnson, and now he's with him what he's doing with the Rams. It's historical. Matthew Stafford is definitely a Hall of Famer, but so is Drake May and Justin Herbert. And I think Drake May and Justin Herbert is both going to end up being better than Matthew Stafford. Like I said, right now already, Justin Herbert's better. So do I think Matthew Stafford is MVP? No. Do I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league? Of course. Top 5, even. But I don't think, if I was voting, I would vote for Herbert or and then very second. That's just me. But let's see if this has any notes I would like. Rams, Panthers on Wildcard win. What we learned from Nick Shock, NFL writer. Let's see. Victory required clutch performances from nearly everyone on a day in which they were otherwise sparred. Like the most important drive of the season, firing bullets to his most trusted targets, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, moving them into the scoring range, returning to rookie Conte Mutfield for a crucial gain of 11 and a perfectly fitting conclusion for the team that had popularized 13. 3 tight ends. Personnel in 2025 Matt Stafford dropped a dime on tight end. Cody Parkinson. Yeah, we talked about that. Panthers proved they belong. Carolina, this is what I was talking about. Carolina entered Saturday as a consensus underdog at home, the winner of the least impressive division race in the entire NFL, and only reached the postseason by virtue of a 3-team tiebreaker. Most everyone, including this rider, expected the Rams to win by multiple scores and for the first 18 minutes of game action. Now, I didn't predict that. I predicted the Panthers to win 25-23 by 2 points. So I was actually a little surprised the Panthers lost. That's the direction in which the game seemed to be headed. The Panther woke up, though, and battled with the Rams. They're racing a 14-point deficit to take a 24-20 lead early in the fourth by deriding an offense that capitalized on timely defensive penalties, leaned on Bryce Young's arm, and benefited from his willingness to scramble in the second half. Yeah, I think he also had like a rushing touchdown as well. With less than 3 minutes to play, the Panthers owned a 4-point lead and appeared poised to pull off the upset. So they almost had it. The loss undoubtedly hurts for Carolina, but their fans can be proud of their team's effort. They certainly were not a pushover. And not only that, but because they battled, they lost to a very well-respected team in quarterback and head coach, Super Bowl winning team and quarterback, Super Bowl winning quarterback and Super Bowl winning coach. The Panthers, and with them barely making it into the playoffs, and like we just said, making it off a three-team tiebreaker, the Panthers definitely have something to look forward to heading off into next year. The Panthers are an incredibly young team. Bryce Young is still learning, but now they have experience. They got momentum. They got confidence because they played their asses off playing against the Rams. And so, like I've always said, football is a momentum sport. And it's not only a momentum sport, but, it's something that you stack and you keep building on and you keep building and building and building. And you have to keep getting better because if you're not getting better in this game, if you're not getting better in the NFL, you're getting worse. So football is a lot like life. If you're not getting better in life, you're getting worse. So the thing about this is that everybody can count on the Rams, the Panthers doing something next year. And the Panthers, they should be able to take a runaway again next year. I don't see the Buccaneers running away this year, next year. Now, I will say teams that are looking can give them a run for their money, could be probably really good next year, is the Saints and is the Falcons, depending on what head coach they get. They finally got rid of Raheem Morris, which I've been talking about that for a long time now. And we'll see. We're going to see who the Falcons picks up. Depending on their head coach, I think that, they can make some noise. But I think the Panthers are going to be right back in it. I really do. So the Panthers are just going to only keep getting better. They are a physical team. They're good. They play hard. They started becoming more and more consistent later on in the season. So, and Tyler Shaw, the quarterback for the Saints, he's someone to look out for. I didn't think he was going to be good, but he's looking pretty solid. So let's see here. Matthew Stafford overcomes a rough day to deliver a win. They struggled pretty hard in the second half of the Week 18 win over. That's nothing to really talk about. I don't want to talk about any of that, especially teams by experience. Again, the Rams left Charlotte as the victors, but a consistently concerning thing reemerged at a terrible time in the fourth quarter. Los Angeles has had special teams issues all season, has cycled through kickers, and nearly watched the postseason run in Saturday because of another had the third phase of the game when they had a fourth quarter punt blocked in their own territory. That miscue enabled the Panthers to convert the second change into a late touchdown, forcing the Rams back against the wall. Stafford and company delivered in the clutch, but if they're willing to make a deep playoff run, they'll need to clean up in this area. On the bright side, Harrison Melvis was reliable, nailing both of his 40-plus yard field goal attempts on a windy evening. Los Angeles will need similarly competent performances from the punt unit next time, too. So, next game, Jen stats inside of Rams Panthers. Matthew Stafford completed. We already talked about that. 2 touchdowns. He entered the second game. All right, so Matthew completed 22 of 30 attempts between the numbers for 275 yards and 2 touchdowns. He entered the team's final drive for just 1 of 11 for 10 yards and an interception on throws outside the numbers before his game-winning touchdown pass to Colby Parkinson on a throw to the near right side. The 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter tied for the most in the final period or overtime in the playoff game in history. It was only the 5th such playoff game in first since Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes squared off in the 2018 AFC Championship game. So that's pretty dope. The playoffs are here. Okay, yeah, whatever. So I think that's pretty cool. 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter, tied for the most in the final period overtime. It was only fifth such a playoff game since Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, so this game ended 34-31. Panthers are out. Rams are they're still in it. No surprise here by most team people. What did Bryce Young finish off as? Bryce Young was 21 of 40, 264 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. They was throwing a lot. They was throwing too much for my liking. And yet Bryce Young also had a rushing touchdown, which is solid. Chuba Hubbard had 2 touchdowns. I don't know what happened to Dotto. He just fell off. Oh, I didn't know ETN was playing for them either. The other ETN, the younger brother. What did Leggett? He didn't do anything at all. McMillan, T-Mac. It's pretty good for a rookie. 5 catches, 81 yards. He should be pretty good next year. And then Cooker, 9 catches, 134 yards, 1 touchdown. All right, pretty solid game. Let's talk about the Bears and the Packers. I told y'all about my boy Caleb Williams, man. Y'all didn't want to believe me though. Y'all didn't want to believe me. I told y'all how nice Caleb Williams was coming out of college. All of y'all wanted to diss Caleb Williams, and now all of y'all putting your foot in your mouth. So Caleb Williams, let's see what he ended with. Let's see what he ended with. Let's see what it is. So okay, we can go with Jordan Love first. Jordan Love had 24 for 46 yards, 323 yards, 4 touchdowns. He was sacked once. Jordan Love had a really great game, but the Packers, they was passing too much. I mean, it was the same with the Carolina Panthers. I mean, I feel like when you're passing too much in the playoffs, you are going to lose. They tried running a lot. I guess they got Josh Jacobs had 19 carries, but he didn't get anything done in the running. Like they shut that running game down. 19 carries for 55 yards. He would only average 2.80 yards a carry. And he fumbled. So that tells me right there that the Bears defense and run defense was out there hitting hard. And what was the score? 31-27. They did give up a lot of points, but they shut that running game down. And if you could shut that running game down and just force them to throw, you have more of a shot because now you got more time on possession on your end, and you got more control of the game. Now, Dobbs, he had 8 catches, 124 yards, 1 touchdown. Golden, 4 catches, 84 yards, 1 touchdown. Reed, 4 catches, 43 yards, 1 touchdown. Watson, 3 catches, 36 yards, 1 touchdown. I'm not really big on Jordan Love, but it looked like he played very well this game. Looked like he played very, very well this game. And then Caleb Williams was 20 for 48, 361 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. So looked like he struggled a little bit, but I think he stepped it up in the second half, especially in the fourth half. My boy almost threw for 400 yards. He was digging in. Swift, 13 carries, 54 yards, 1 touchdown. They were just getting the running game. They was giving everybody the running game. Caleb Williams had 4 carries, 20 yards. Managa, 8 carries, 27 yards. Swift, 13 carries, 54 yards. So Caleb Williams had a fumble. I think he struggled a little bit in the first half, but he's really stepped it up in the second. Loveland, rookie tight end, 8 catches, 137 yards, no touchdowns. So he's targeted 15 times. I think that's pretty solid for a rookie tight end to get more targets than anybody and to actually produce more than any other receiver and tight end as a rookie. I think that's solid. DJ Moore, he had a pretty solid game, 6 catches, 64 yards, 1 touchdown. Doomsday, 2 catches, 44 yards. He wasn't much of a factor, but he could have been a factor, digging out, making like really gaining a lot of attention to traffic, gaining a lot of attention, when he's route running or whatever, and opening up more for Loveland and maybe more as well. I think Doomsday is a solid player. I think he's going to get better as time comes. Let's see. See if there's any news on this game. So the Bears, they've just been winning thrillers all year, man. I'm telling y'all, I got the Bears going all the way. I got the Bears going all the way and losing to the Chargers in the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be against my boy Caleb Williams, against my boy Justin Herbert, and the Chargers are going to beat Bears. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm predicting. That's what I believe. So right now, so far, I'm right. So far. So after this spin, week talking about the importance of starting fast, the Bears did the opposite. Chicago's opening drive, a 16-play march, ended in just 3 points. The Bears' first drive of the second half went similarly, leaving them with just 6 points late in the third. Following a first half in which they appeared more like a Saeed than a resistant unit, Chicago's defense clapped down, got multiple stops, and repeatedly held position the Bears in advantageous spots. Chicago's offense consistently failed to capitalize, though, throwing a fourth down interception in Green Bay's red zone in the third quarter and settling for a field goal on their next visit. Fortunately for the Bears, Green Bay offered Chicago enough time to continue to chip away at their lead, and Caleb Williams eventually found the same clutch gene that has powered the Bears to a collection of heart-stopping wins in the 2025 season. This comeback required contributions from nearly everyone. Okay. So a lot of people are thinking, including James Jones, I was hearing it on Speakeasy, they think that Matt LaFleur should get fired. Well, Matt LaFleur might be one of those coaches like Mike McDaniel, or other coaches that are great, or could be, or like even Robert Saleh. Now, I think Matt LaFleur is better than Robert Saleh. Is a better head coach than Robert Saleh and Mike McDaniel. But the point I'm making is some guys are just great offensive coordinators. And if they're doing a bad job as a head coach, they got to go back to being an offensive coordinator. Go back to being an offensive coordinator or being a defensive coordinator, whatever coordinator job he was. Go back, snap off, do great, call some great games as the coordinator, and then you'll get your shot again as a head coach. If you suck again, you go back to your coordinator job until you get it right. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you get another shot again as a head coach. But here's the thing. Being a coordinator in the NFL is not all that bad. You still get paid millions of dollars, and it's not a bad job. And you don't have as much stress, and you don't have as much responsibility as the head coach. So, hey, man, I think Matt LaFleur has reached his ceiling with the Green Bay Packers, but he is a really great offensive coach. And I think that he could probably just get a shot somewhere as an offensive coach. I do think that that maybe Green Bay is not it for him, and maybe he's not it for Green Bay, and that's okay. I think he's a really great coach. I honestly do. Just not a great head coach, and we can't really blame it on Jordan Love. Jordan Love had a hell of a game, and I can't really go too deep on it and talk about the game situationally because I didn't watch the game. So, so I'm going to be honest, I didn't watch the game. And like I said, you guys all know why I didn't watch it, but from reading this and watching other stuff and just seeing some clips and bits and pieces of the game, because I watched some of the game, but I didn't watch all of it. So I'm not going to sit here and say I watched the game. Unless I watched the entire game from first quarter to fourth quarter, then I'll say I watched it. But if I just sat and if I was able to just check it here and there, I'm not gonna be like I didn't watch it. It's gonna be like I didn't watch the game because I can't really, spectate it. I can't really watch it with a critical eye, So, yeah, we'll see. This is gonna be a very interesting offseason. I think this is gonna be one of the most interesting offseason in the NFL in recent memory. So, let's see. The pack. See, this is what stings. They had a 21-6 lead that was only reduced to 21-9 after Jeff Hafley's defense stood tall in their own red zone again early in the fourth quarter. LaFleur refused to commit to shortening the game and increasing difficulty of a potential comeback for the Bears. That's where this right here is where he should be fired. Right here. LaFleur refused to commit to shortening the game, which means pretty much calling the game and having good time management. Like I told you guys before, pass the score, run the win. This is why he should be fired. Terrible clock management. And he refused to increase the difficulty for the Bears to have any chance of a comeback. See, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Sometimes, like I told you guys before, like when the Chargers, I think when they lost to, I think it was the Colts. It was some weeks back or some months back where I was really frustrated. I was really pissed with Jim Harbaugh because I was saying like the Chargers lost this game because of the arrogance of our coaching. Sometimes I think these coaches just get really arrogant and they get so they get so delusional and just be like, we believe in you, we believe in our team, we believe in our quarterback. They can do anything. And you completely forget that the other team on the opposite side of the ball is just as, or if not more confident than you are, or is just as, or if not more prepared than you are. And will more than likely, with a strong potential, will execute their game plan better than you. So that's why you have to play smart as well. And you have to have good clock management. And in the playoffs, the margin of error is zero. Really. You have to be nearly perfect. And if you're not perfect, you're going to lose. And that was the problem with this game right here. And LaFleur, he was arrogant. Why? Why were you not? Why? The Packers ran the ball just 3 times in the third quarter. That's terrible. He should be fired. If I was the GM, I'll fire him. You have Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs had 19 carries for 55 yards. Why did we get Josh Jacobs for? For you to only run the ball 3 times in the third quarter in the playoffs. And you're up. You're up 21-9. Why did you run the ball just 3 times? What were you trying to achieve? The Packers ran the ball just 3 times in the third quarter, went 3-and-out on 3 of their first. And so you also go, not only do you not run the ball 3 times, you go 3-and-out. You go 3-and-out on the first 4 possessions in the second half and held the ball for just 5 minutes and 22 seconds despite having 3 possessions in the third quarter alone. Yeah, it was almost as if LaFleur saw the success Love enjoyed through the air in the first half, especially on the third down, and couldn't resist keeping his foot on the accelerator. But here's the thing, bro. You don't think the Bears is not going to make some adjustments? They're like, oh, they're still throwing. All we got to do is stop them, give ourselves more time to come back, and we can come away with a win. And that's exactly what happened. LaFleur put off his greatest Kyle Shanahan in Super Bowl, failing to focus on draining the clock. So like this same situation what Kyle Shanahan did, while owning a multi-score lead and providing the opponent with additional chances to mount a comeback. Arrogance, man. I'm telling you, a lot of times arrogance gets these coaches in trouble. Chicago capitalized and finished the job with a touchdown scored with less than 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter and a defensive stand through the final play of the game, sending the Packers to the offseason on losing end of the torturous disintegration that could have significant ramifications on the franchise's future. When Green Bay lost in Week 16, LaFleur accurately claimed he felt his team controlled the game outside of the final 3 minutes. He failed to exert such control over a winnable and much more significant contest Saturday night. Well, that's that. I mean, so the Packers loses to the Bears 31-27. I think I said the Bears is going to win this game. Dang, what was the score? Oh man, I should have wrote my prediction down. But I did say the Bears was going to win. I just can't remember what I said they was going to win by. I don't think it was it? I think I said the Bears is going to win 30-25 or something like that. So I was very, very close. I was very close. I think I said 30-25. I have to go back and look. You know what? Hold on. Let me see something real quick. I wonder if I can look at my own stream on my stream. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see here. Dang, I don't see it. I did a video earlier today. I was doing my predictions. I was going to try to see what I predicted the score to be, but I can't remember. But I know I said the Bears was going to beat the Packers. I think it was like 30-20 or something, 30-25 or something like that. But it's whatever. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm just curious to see. I'm curious to see, like, hold on, because I don't see it on here, but let's see. It's weird. It's not showing it on my channel. Still processing. YouTube has like this thing when you go live and then you end the stream, it takes hours for it to process. And I did the video like 8 hours ago and it's still processing. But I was going to try to see if I could share my old video, the video I did earlier on what I said the predictions was going to be, but I can't because it's still processing. So what I did, I think I said 35-27 or something. I think I think I was for the first time ever. I hit the nail on the head because yeah, I think I said 30. Well, they won 31-27. So I think I said like 35-25 or 35-27. But anyway, whatever. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters, but we'll figure. I'll find out. I'll find out later on tonight. But that's all I got. I mean, tomorrow's games. It's going to be some really exciting games. Tomorrow we got. Let me show y'all something real quick. We got freaking Buffalo Bills at Jacksonville tomorrow, bright and early. And then, well, not early, 10 o'clock game. And then we got, that's not the next game. The next game is the 49ers and the Eagles. It's going to be an awesome game. And then Sunday Night Football, prime time. I love how they got my boy Justin Herbert playing prime time, Sunday Night Football. And Justin Herbert should be Mr. Prime Time. What is he, 4-0, 5-0? I think he's 5-0, and Drake May is 4-0. So we got the Chargers at New England, 11-6 Chargers at the 14-3 New England Patriots. I can't wait, man. Justin Herbert gonna get his first playoff win. So I'm gonna give you all my predictions right now, and I'm going to write down my predictions like I always do. But for some reason, I didn't do that earlier today. Oh well, I was live on my phone, so I didn't really. I was on my way to work. So, but all right, Buffalo, Jacksonville. I got Buffalo winning. I got no. Hell no. I don't got Buffalo winning. I think Jacksonville is going to beat Buffalo. I got Jacksonville beating Buffalo 28-24. So Buffalo 24, Jacksonville 28. All right, then we got San Fran at Philly. This is gonna be a battle. This is gonna be a very, very close game. I don't see San Francisco beating Philly, but I do think it's going to be a very close game. San Francisco, I'm going to say San Francisco it's going to be I think it's going to be 26-22. Philly 26, San Francisco 22. And then we got the Chargers at New England. It's going to be a tough match for New England for the Chargers. The Chargers got to fly all the way from the West Coast to New England. And and it's a night game. And some of those players on the Chargers are not as experienced, but the same thing for New England too. It's going to be a tough battle for the Chargers. The Chargers have a lot of adversity going against them in this game. I mean, with their offensive line and with them not being at home and with it being a night game and with them flying across the country and also with the time zip difference. But I think they flew a little early this week, and I know Jim Harbaugh knows what he can do to get these guys focused and get their bodies in tune with this game. Now, with this game being a prime time anymore, it could work a lot in the Chargers' favor because they're not playing in the morning. They're playing at night. That might play a factor for them. So both of these teams are very physical. I'll say this: if we can shut down their running game, we can come away with a win. You know, I think if we can shut down the running game, and if we can keep Justin Herbert upright, if we can protect Herbert, we can come away with a win. So I'm not picking against my Chargers. I got the Chargers going all the way to the Super Bowl, so I'm going to stick with that. So I'm going to say the Chargers are going to win this game 27 to 24. Chargers 27. I honestly don't think New England's going to put up that many points. I think New England's going to put up 17 points. I'm going to say 27-17. Chargers 27, New England 17. All right, so now with not my Super Bowl picks has not lost their games yet. Well, I don't say yet. My Super Bowl picks has not lost their games. They're still in. So I was thinking about redoing my Super Bowl picks because I thought one of my teams lost, but they didn't. The Chargers play tomorrow. The Bears still won today. So my Super Bowl pick, my Super Bowl two teams is the Chargers and Bears in the Super Bowl, and the Chargers winning. And I might as well give you guys my pick, the score. I got the Chargers beating the Bears. I got the Chargers beating the Bears 25-22 in the Super Bowl. All right. So for tomorrow's games, I got Jacksonville beating Buffalo 28-24. I got Philly beating San Francisco 26-22. And I got the Chargers beating the Patriots 27-17. All right. And then the Super Bowl, I got the Chargers and the Bears, with the Chargers beating the Bears 25-22. That's what I got. So that's all I have for y'all tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. And we're going to be back tomorrow. I gave you guys my predictions for tomorrow. So I'm not going to be back tomorrow morning before I do my predictions. I already gave it to you guys tonight. I will be back tomorrow night for prime time. All right. Deuces. Peace all day.